I was taught a very valuable personal lesson in 1978 when I was a young MBA student here at the Harvard Business School. And I was married with one child. And the church that I belonged to, the Mormon Church, there were about 10 of us who belonged to our church who were students here. And so every other week we'd get together at the end of a day's classes and invite a member of our church who was a business person in the Boston area to just come and talk to us about lessons that they had learned. And so that day we had invited this young consultant for Bain & Company, whose name was Mitt Romney, to come and talk to us about what he'd learned about, in particular, managing the struggle between the demands of a career and the need to be good husbands and fathers. And Mitt taught me a profound lesson, and that is that it's the need for achievement that causes many people who hope to have a great marriage to end up divorced, raising children who were alienated from them. And what Mitt said was, those of us who have a high need for achievement, whenever we have an extra 30 minutes of time or an extra ounce of energy, we'll unconsciously allocate that time and energy to whatever activities will provide us the most tangible and immediate evidence that we've achieved something. And it feeds back into our self-worth. And it turns out that our careers provide all kinds of evidence of achievement. You ship a product, close a deal, finish a project, make a presentation, get paid, get promoted. On the other hand, investments in our children and in our spouses don't pay off for a very long time. The kids misbehave every day. And it really isn't until 20 years that you can put your hands on your hips and look at your kids and say, I've achieved something. And so what that means is we get married and commit to raising a family, and we want to have a happy marriage, and we want to raise great children. But if we have this intense need for achievement, it will unintendedly cause us to divert our energies to success in our careers at the neglect of our families. And it had a profound impact on me. And I then blocked off time, and I committed I would never stay at work after 6 p.m. I would never work Saturdays. And I already, because of my religious convictions, had made a decision never to work Sundays. Those would be times for my family. And I would work my guts out from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. in my career, but that was what I did. And we've been fortunate to have raised wonderful children. And I'm very fortunate to have a wonderful wife who's helped me with that. But as I've watched my classmates from Harvard who were here at the time but didn't have the benefit of listening to Mitt, come back every 5 years for the reunion, more and more of them come back having been divorced and raising children, or having their spouse raise their children on the other coast, and very unhappy. And, if you went back to 1979 and asked my classmates, how many of you plan to go out and get divorced and raise kids that are alienated from you? Nobody planned to do that, but the strategy they implemented led them in exactly that direction. And its root cause is this kind of short-term return that we demand of ourselves as business people, but we also demand of ourselves inside of ourselves. And Mitt's having taught me that that's the way my brain works allowed me to counter that influence in a way that I will just always be grateful for.